Isa sila sa mga pinakabagong handball teams, ngunit pinatunayan pa rin na maaari silang maging powerhouse country sa Timog Silangang Asya matapos makasungkit ng bronze medal sa kanilang debut sa SEA Games. Magandang araw po at welcome po dito sa PTV Sports National Handball Team Coach Joanna Franquelli at National Team Captain Mac Valdez. First of all po, kamusta po kayo, Coach? Of course, Mac, anong mga naging activities nyo during the quarantine period?
Okay lang naman. I guess lahat tayo pare-pareho ng situation kasi kailangan lang madalas nasa house. So, lalabas lang pag may essential na gagawin. So far, ginawa namin sa team, nag-design kami ng program for off-season na magagawa nila while at home. So, yun, puro yung mga bodyweight exercises. Pero ina-adjust namin siya kasi yung iba naman sa amin may mga gamit may mga weights. So yun. So, gumawa kami ng strength and conditioning program for the athletes. And then, we meet regularly. And when we meet regularly, yun, nagkakamustahan kami and updates. Tapos, may dinidiscuss kami na focus topic per meeting para looking forward lahat dun sa meeting para iba-iba yung napapag-usapan. So, we try to learn, we try to grow day by day.
How about you, Mac? Kamusta ka naman? And what are your activities during this community quarantine?
So, very busy po actually ang calendar namin when it comes to training every day. May strict program po kami na binibigay ng aming strength and conditioning coach. May different phases din po. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4. And lagi po siya nagpro-progress. We make sure po na we stay in shape, ready to compete at any time. Although po syempre, since di po kami maka-team training, the least we can do is really focus on our individual skill set and our conditioning. And as to what to Coach Jana said po, every Monday, nag-meeting din po kami weekly. Wala po kami nami-miss na meeting so far po when it comes to that. And we group up and we talk about strategy, offense, the plays, we review defense, goalkeeping, even po the rules of the game. So para lang po, kahit di pa kayo makalaro together, our mind is still set on the sport. So when we do get back on the sand, sana po mas mabilis na po ulit yung paglaro namin ulit and konting adjustments na lang po ang gagawin pag ganun.
Alright, that's good to hear, no, na the team is still maintaining their shape despite in the middle of pandemic. So as we know po, very limited pa lang po ang team sports na inallow ng IATF na mag-resume sa training. And for now, handball is not yet included po. Your thoughts about it, Coach Joanna?
Syempre, as much as you want to return to training, kasi una, nami-miss na nung team yung isa't isa Syempre yung band nila, para silang magkakapatid yung mga players. But as much as we want to go back, iniisip din namin yung safety So, di ba, it's better to be more cautious, better to be safe than hindi pa sure kesa bumalik kami pero may uncertainty or may possibility pa na may makakuha ng virus. Kasi syempre, lahat ng ginawa natin na pag-iingat for the 4 months, may isa lang na magkasakit. Parang baliwala yun So, although we hope to be back to training, we want to follow the rules and the recommendations na to still stay on quarantine for the safety then of everybody.
All right. How about you, Mac? With this yung pagiging hindi nga included ng handball sa IATF rules, how do you strengthen your mental training na ngayon na nasa middle tayo ng pandemic. Of course, hindi lang physical training. May mga naka-interview din kami before na athletes are very anxious right now to play. How do you maintain your mental capacity to, stay fit despite the pandemic?
So, yun nga po, thank you for bringing that up. Kasi po, as we try to maintain our physical and emotional well-being, especially po through training, and actually, nutrition seminars na rin po kami about our diet to ensure na we put in the right food in our bodies. Since yun lang po pwede namin magawa for now more than actual team training. So we're doing all the physical things. As for the mental aspect po, we also attended seminars sponsored by the PSC, and it was very helpful as a team. Nag-attend po kami lahat. And we really just keep tabs on each other to make sure na yung mga teammates namin from all over the country po, syempre po umuwi po yung iba, na they're okay. Yung mga pamilya po nila, walang sakit. Nangangamustahan lang po kami, naninigurado po kami na even their families are okay. And to be honest po, since yung allowance nga po parang nagkaka-news po na baka daw po mawalan or something, medyo dagdag anxiety rin po yun for us, athletes and coaches. To be honest lang po, pero we'll just accept po whatever decision they have, but it will surely have an effect on our mindset since it helps us with our expenses din po for buying groceries and whatever lively things we need to live. Yeah.
All right. Coach Joanna, in relation to that, since Mac already brought it up, ano po yung sinasabi niyo sa teammates niyo? Sa team niyo. Ngayon nga may mga allowances issues from the PSC. How do you keep them motivated?
So first, of course, we always tell them what development. So kunwari, sinabihan kami. Kasi minsan iba yung nababasa sa social media sa official communication. So kunwari, nung first, ang sabi sa social media, makakat ng 50% yung allowances ng athletes. So all of us, lagi naman namin pinapag-usapan yung mga current events, lalo na if it involves us. So, nung una, pinag-usapan namin yon, okay lang kasi naiintindihan namin. I think yun yung common sentiment ng lahat ng national athletes nung nabasa nila yung balita na yon na syempre malungkot, pero parang if yun lang yung maibibigay, mabuti na sa wala and lahat naman nagbe-belt tightening. But we received a letter, and after that news, siguro after a few weeks, we received a letter na informing us na yung team sport, kasi team sport kami, ikakat nila yung allowance ng completely na hanggang July 31 na lang. So, nagulat kami. Sabi namin, akala namin 50% lang, pero so iba na yon kasi completely wala So, first of all, I informed the team. Then, we wrote a letter to the NSA, wrote a letter to the PSC, citing na if they could reconsider. So far, we haven't received an official reply about it. So maybe, I don't know, but maybe they are talking about it or so I don't know kasi unless I cannot speak for them unless we receive an official communication. So the last communication we received was yun nga, because the budget was really tight and there was no remittance from PAGCOR. That's why they had to decide on those, although mahirap to decide on it, they said they had to. So, pero kami, we hope na they still continue to support us, or maybe the government can find funds to support the team kasi nakakatulong talaga siya. Lalo na iba yung nutritional needs ng athletes lalo na ngayon nagpapalakas kasi puro workout, diba? So iba yung food na kailangan mo, hindi ka pwedeng bigas lang at saka sardinas. So yun, so extra expense syempre if you buy nutritious food. So yun, but Lagi naman namin napapag-usapan, and then we keep open communication with everybody na sinasabi namin kung may nangangailangan sa lahat, magsabi lang para, if the team can help out, we can. But syempre, iba pag meron kang institutional support coming from the sports commission. So yun, um, kailangan mo tanggapin eh. Pero we do our best. Like yon, nagsulat ng letter para sana to reconsider. Tapos, wala. So we did a project, yung selling t-shirts online, mask and t-shirts. So sabi namin, okay, this is for the team. If anyone needs to just tell the team so they can have they have options to sell and earn money. Maliit lang pero makakatulong din yon. Plus syempre we just don't think of ourselves eh. So yung project na yon, we also donate kasi in, we always see to it that we contribute. So that project isn't just for the team's needs, but also for the needs of those who are marginalized, like the drivers in Cebu. So yun. So gumawa kami kahit paano ng small project. I know it's not enough for livelihood, but it may help.
Alright, Coach. Iba naman po tayo ng usapan. No? After winning bronze sa SEA Games, I'm sure po na mas marami pa sanang plans para palakasin po ang national team. But unfortunately, COVID-19 happened nga. Ano-ano po sana yung mga plans na ito and paano po yung naging adjustments ninyo?
Kasi this year, ang pinaka-major na tournament is yung Asian Beach Games. So, tapos plot na kami ng mga local tournaments para ma-develop locally yung sport para ma-maximize namin yung exposure namin ng SEA Games kasi masaya siyang sport, so yung mga nakanood excited. So nag-line up kami ng mga local tournaments plus yung pinag-aanda namin na major competition, yung Asian Beach Games. Ito nga, nangyari to. Tapos until lately lang talaga pinag-usapan na canceled or postponed yung Asian Beach Games. So, kasi di ba, motivated pa sila to train kasi ang namin nun, mag-train kasi baka sa November matuloy yung Asian Beach Games. Ngayon, dalawang scenario lang naman yun eh. Matutuloy siya o hindi. So, kung matuloy siya, edi prepared kami. Pag hindi siya natuloy, edi at least lumakas kami. So, ngayon, since hindi siya tuloy, alam na namin na hindi siya tuloy, pero hindi naman kami nanghihinayang sa gains namin kasi lumakas talaga yung mga players eh. Yung mga jump height nila talagang nag-increase plus other factors na binibuild namin. So, and I think they're happy kasi gano'n, di ba? Pag may improvement ka sa body mo, pag-athlete ka, you feel a sense of accomplishment. So, that's what keeps them motivated. Plus, actually good news sobra na. So, puro bad news kasi hindi natuloy, nakat yung allowance. So, paano mo i-motivate? You just motivate each other. So, good news yung dumating this week na kasali ang handball, both indoor and beach, sa SEA Games. So alam yun, yung feeling na, hindi nasasayang yung ginagawa namin. Kasi next year, sure na may SEA Games. Tas sa Vietnam pa, di ba? Ang ganda ng management nila ng COVID. So parang most likely, makakalaro tayo next year sa SEA Games. Although we don't want to. So it's good news for us, but also we feel for the other sports na hindi nakasali kasi we were in that situation before na kasali na lahat tapos kami hindi kasali. So we felt really bad and so we campaigned until the end. So now, although it's good news for us, we still feel bad for the other sports that didn't make it yet to the list, and we hope na magkakaroon sila ng chance also kasi iba yun eh. Yung athlete ka, alam mo may pinaghahandaan ka, alam mo makakalaro ka. Lalo na yung SEA Games.
How about you, Mac? I am sure prior to the pandemic, you also had your own plans and goals. Ano-ano yung mga yun and papaano yung mga naging adjustments mo?
Um, we were actually looking forward to a lot of competitions. Coach Jana mentioned local tournaments. The team and the players were really excited because we were tasked to create our own teams from different handball communities around the Philippines. And it's a first of its kind nga po, and sayang na hindi po natuloy kasi lahat po kami ready na po talaga. Kulang na lang po yung pangbili ng jersey. Pero di po natuloy dahil po sa COVID. And with that po, we looked forward to the next competition, which was supposedly yung Asian Beach Games. But also it didn't push through, which we totally understand kasi po sa China din po yung tournament dapat. So it's always ganun naman po eh. Look forward to the next competition, but always be ready. Prepare for the best case scenario na matutuloy po siya, pero kung hindi po, on to the next. So yung next po na tinitingnan po namin is really yung SEA Games sa Vietnam. We know that they are training hard as well kasi po pwede po silang mag-sports. Pwede po silang, nagna-national tournament po sila, nakita ko po yung post ng mga kalaban namin. So that's what keeps us motivated na rin po talaga to stay focused and to always be ready.
Alright, very well said. Our Philippine Handball Federation is one of the youngest NSA we have in the country, and we know that you guys are still at the building phase. Coach, what is your plan now to keep the team's momentum following yung SEA Games bronze ng team?
The plans are there. Lagi kaming may plan A, lagi kaming may plan B. So, parang yung dun sa mga tournaments. So, may scenarios kami na yun, matutuloy o hindi matutuloy. So, pag natuloy, ano gagawin natin? Pag hindi, ano yung next kailangan namin gawin? So, ganon. Para, hindi yung naghahantay ka na lang. So, one thing about our team is we are proactive. So, we try to initiate things na hindi kami maghihintay. Like early on in the quarantine, wala pa yun mga webinar on sports psych. Na kami, sports psych session na kami. Kasi, iba yung effect talaga nung COVID. So, sabi ko early May, kinausap ko yung friend ko na sports psych, si Ma'am Naira, na kung pwede magkaroon ng session yung team. So, yun, it helped us. And then, so after nagkaroon na ng mga series of webinars yung ESC and yung iba pang groups. So, pero small group lang naman yung sports psych group eh. So yun. Pero even before that, I saw the need to have one. So I asked them to just one session for the team.
All right. In relation to that, Mac, you've mentioned a while ago your individual practices as part also of maintaining your shape despite the pandemic. Can you elaborate further on that? Share with us your individual practices routine.
Okay po. So we mainly focus on workouts that are readily available for everyone. So we understand kasi po na yung iba baka walang dumbbell, yung iba po walang barbell, yung iba walang kettlebell. So as much as possible po, magaling po yung coaching staff namin in creating a program na applicable to all. Mainly body weight, power, speed, plyometrics, and then they structure it po in a way na progressive. And you could see the results in a span of 2 to 3, 4 weeks. And we always keep track of our progress. May weekly adherence reports po kami na very strict that we submit on time on a weekly basis. And this is a tool that we use to ensure that we are on track with our personal, individual goals. May pa-contest pa nga po kami na parang paramihan ng mawawalang body fat by the end of quarantine. Akala po namin 3 months lang yung quarantine pang ilang month na po. So, we try to look for these small incentives and rewards within the team to keep us motivated. Kasi po, we do love the sport. That's why we are here and we love our country. That's why we're willing to represent and go through hardship. Yung hinihingi lang naman po namin is yung pag-intindi po sa needs din po namin. As what Coach Joanna said, di naman po kami pwedeng mag-improve ng marami kung bigas po at sardinas lang po makakain. Sayang din po yung lahat ng workout namin kung wala naman po kami masyadong protein and it costs money po. But yeah, we're doing the best we can given the resources we have.
All right. What is the team's target in the next couple of years? Coach Joanna, do we look forward po ba sa pag-acquire ng foreign reinforcement and training abroad?
Syempre yung training abroad, exposure, if we can have that, that's a big plus to the development of the team. About foreign reinforcement, wala naman specific kami na plan, but what we always say sa team is we will, so if kunwari some Filipino foreigner comes along na makakatulong naman and can commit to the team trainings, then they can be part of the team. So pero hindi namin specify na ito kukuha tayo ng field foreigners. Hindi, kasi actually syempre, as much as possible, kung pwede kumuha ng mga base dito, like yung buong beach handball team, lahat sila based dito. So, syempre, merong, kunwari, si Andrew, Phil siya. Pero dito siya based di ba, sa UP nga siya naglaro. So, we're not trying to seek field foreigners, but if they are willing to come over and train with us, then they are welcome. So it's open to everybody. We're always open to stronger athletes, and the team understands that. So if someone comes along na mas malakas, everybody welcomes that, and everybody understands na kailangan nyo ng team para mag-improve.
Alright, bago po tayo magtapos, message nyo na lang po sa players and coaches and of course sa supporters nyo po during this time na may pandemic pa rin. Let's start with Coach Joanna.
Stick together and go through this together, and lilipas din naman to Hindi lang natin alam kung gaano katagal, pero lilipas din to. And for those also other athletes na hindi part ng team na kunwari nasa youth or yung kahit sa ibang sport, laban lang, kapit lang. So malalagpasan din natin to. So it's better to find a support group. So we're lucky to have a team, so we can check on each other. So if you can find a group that you can be, check your accountable with, or just support, then that's nice kasi you can encourage each other. So, yun. And thank you sa PTV for having us, and sa lahat ng supporters nyo. Sa supporters namin, sana pagpatuloy niyong pagdasal kami, and ganun din kami sa inyo. We're hoping for what's best for everybody.
All right. How about you, Mac? Any message to your co-athletes, to your teammates, and of course to your supporters na hanggang ngayon ay pinagdadaanan pa rin itong pandemic na ito?
So sa lahat po ng coaches and athletes po dyan, both in handball and outside of handball po representing the Philippines, stay strong po and be ready. Alam po namin na marami po nangyayari ngayon sa ating isa't isang buhay. Try to stay healthy na lang po and try to do what you can given the resources that we have, and just always be ready for the next competition around the corner. We don't know when this pandemic will end, pero mas okay na po na ready po tayong lahat para ma-represent po ang ating bansa. And for all of our supporters po, Thank you po sa inyong continued support. And as what Coach Jana said, we are asking for your prayers, and please help us and pray for us, the rest of the athletes and coaches, that we may stay motivated, strong, and away from injury, and healthy as well. Thank you po.
Alright, maraming salamat po Coach Joanna and Max sa inyo pong oras dito sa PTV Sports. At of course, keep safe po always.
Salamat din
Thank
sa
you.
inyo and safe too.
Salamat PTV.